Welcome, welcome, studio audience, to This Is Your Life. Today we are honoring a very special person, one whose name you might say is literally a household word. But before I introduce our guest, let me tell you a little about her. She was created in 1963 by author Peggy Parrish and first drawn by artist Fritz Siebel. That would make her 26 years old. But for those who love her, she is timeless. Her adventures have been chronicled in at least 12 books. Two other illustrators, Wallace Tripp and Lynn Sweat, have also had the privilege to bring this lovely lady's exploits to the printed page. What do we love best about her? It must be her sincerity and dedication to always doing exactly what she is asked. Now, with some fanfare, and without further ado, let's give her a big welcome. This is your life, Amelia Bedelia.
Well, thank you all very much. I hardly expected so much to do over me. Well, I'm just a housekeeper.
But Amelia Bedelia, you are the world's best known and best loved housekeeper. And you have many talents. Why, everyone knows what a wonderful cook you are. Will you share with us some of your favorite recipes?
Well, certainly. I know that Mr. and Mrs. Rogers and their guests always love my cooking. In fact, there was one special dinner I made for their great Aunt Myra that I'll never forget. First, Miss Rogers said I should heat a can of soup for the first course. I never did understand why they were surprised when I served the can at the table. Then this is the way I dressed the chicken and get it ready for the oven. After that, you have to pare the vegetables and string the beans to serve with the chicken. Next, I had to measure the rice. Mrs. Rogers had asked me especially to make sponge cake. First, I had to separate the eggs, although I didn't really see why, because they'd been getting along just fine in the box. Then I mixed up the batter for the cake and put it in the pan. I got a little worried that Mr. Rogers might not like the cake though. So I baked in one of my best lemon cakes too. I think in the end they enjoy that best at anything, just like I thought they would.
Tell us about your other duties in the Rogers household.
It all depends. You see, Monday I have to strip the sheets, and if it's Tuesday, it's time to dust the furniture. Now, every afternoon, Mrs. Rogers likes me to dry the curtains. She's very particular about that. And, of course, when company's coming, I have to run over the tablecloth with an iron.
Well, I can see that your housekeeping is very energetic. Next on our program is Ask Amelia Bedelia. Hundreds of viewers have written us asking for Amelia Bedelia's advice on a variety of subjects. First, we have a question from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Dear Amelia Bedelia, can you give me a recipe for a date cake? My fiance is counting the days until I bake one. Signed, Calendar Cook. Well, Amelia Bedelia, can you help our viewer keep her man happy?
Yes, certainly. To bake a date cake, you need the following ingredients: flour, sugar, eggs, butter, and an old calendar. Just add a little of this and a little of that, pour it in the oven, bake until done, ice it with your favorite frosting, and you'll have a good cake good enough to eat for a month of Sundays.
But Amelia Bedelia, what do you do with the calendar?
Silly woman, I can tell you don't know your way around the kitchen. Where do you think you get the dates for the cake, if not off a calendar?
Well, whatever you say, Amelia Bedelia, you're the expert. Our next letter is from a concerned parent in Cucamonga. Dear Amelia Bedelia, what kind of baby food do you recommend for a 14-month-old baby? Signed, Tiny Tim's, Miss Lucy.
Well, I say give a baby baby food. When you're shopping, be sure and buy baby potatoes, baby tomatoes, and baby carrots. make baby hamburgers to serve with them, and your Tiny Tim won't be tiny for very long.
Thank you, Amelia Bedelia. I understand that you haven't always been a housekeeper. You've had some other jobs too, haven't you?
Yes, I'm afraid. Miss Rogers so mad at me the day I gave her cereal with her coffee that she fired me. I never understood why. I did just what she told me to do. I put coffee in her cup and filled it up with cereal. Isn't that cereal with her coffee? Anyway, she told me that I was impossible and that I would have to find another job. I was walking around town when I saw a sign in a beauty shop window that said, "Lady Wanted." So I asked what they wanted a lady for, and they said to pin her hair. Well, I knew I could do that. They sent me over to pin someone's hair all right, and I'll tell you it was a good thing I had my own pins in my purse. Because there wasn't one to be found in the whole place. Next thing I knew, the lady that wanted her hair pinned was screaming her head off, and my day pinning was over. Good thing there was a dress shop right around the corner that needed sewing help, because I'm very handy with a needle. There was a rack of dresses to be shortened, but gosh, you don't even need to sew to do that. They were all marked, so I just got a pair of scissors and started trimming. I got done so fast the owner of the store couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it when she told me to get out. There's no understanding some folks. Next, I found a job as a file clerk. First thing every morning, I had to stamp the letters. Then it was time to file some papers. Too bad my file was so small it took a long time to get all the papers filed. I guess that's why I lost my job.
Let's talk about what you like to do for fun. I understand that you enjoy gardening.
Yes, I grew up on a farm. Some of my happiest days of my life were spent doing chores like throwing scraps to the chicken and sowing seeds. I also believe in looking after all creatures great and small, and that's why I'm always careful to make sure the bugs get well dusted. And potting the plants is another favorite of mine.
What about sports? Do you participate in athletics?
I did play on the Grizzlies' little league team once. I wasn't the best hitter, but I was better when they put me in the outfield. I caught the ball and was able to tag the hitter out. Then the boys told me that Daniel was trying to steal second base, so I picked it up and kept it safe. Then it was my turn at bat, and the boys said I should try to get a base hit. I hit the base again and again, but nothing seemed to happen. Then, miracle of miracles, I hit a home run, and the Grizzlies won. Of course, I had to remember to steal the bases as I ran, and I ran all the way home with him, just to make sure no one could steal them back.
And that's how you play ball, Amelia Bedelia style. Now, we have a big surprise for you, Amelia Bedelia. Members of your family, although they were not able to be here in person, have sent us photos of themselves for you to share with the TV audience. Shall we dim the lights? I will change the slides, and you can tell us about your family.
This is my daddy. He's a telephone operator.
So he helps people make phone calls?
He does not. He operates on telephones. This is my mama. She is a loafer.
You mean she does nothing?
Certainly not. She works very hard making dough into loaves of bread. That's what a loafer does. This is Uncle Albert. He is a big game hunter.
You mean he goes to Africa and kills animals?
Why would he do that? He hunts big games. So far, he has one so big it takes up a whole room. Now that's my cousin Edward. He's a horse racer.
Oh, he's a jockey.
I don't think so. Cousin Edward races horses. He has almost won once, but he tripped and fell. That's my cousin Clara. She is a bookkeeper.
She must be good with numbers.
No, but she is good at keeping books. she never returns them to the library. My niece, Lulu, stuffs olives.
Does she stuff the red pimento in the middle?
No, she stuffs olives into herself. And this picture is of Ollie. He's my nephew. He's my teacher.
What does he catch?
Everything. Measles, mumps, colds, you name it. And Ollie caught it.
Well, you certainly have an unusual family, Amelia Bedelia. But then, you yourself are very unusual. Now, would the audience like to ask Amelia Bedelia any questions? I'm sure she'll be happy to oblige. And I understand that Miss Bedelia will be serving her delicious cake at the conclusion of our program. So let's all say, this is your life, Amelia Bedelia!